Okay, so the first step is you will click on your courses at the top and then you click on the plus sign on the right side. Now here you just want to type in the name for the course. So I'm just calling it Year 8 Science Common Assessments. So depending on what subject you're teaching, you will name it that way. Then you need to select the correct folder. So depending on the subject, you're going to click on secondary, and here will be a list of folders for all the subjects that are at our school. Then you select which subject you're teaching or which folder you're making, and then you select use folder. Then you press on next. Alright, so then the next step would be you need to create the units. Now the units are depending on the semesters. So I'm just breaking it down to semester 1 and semester 2 because you'll have different CAs for each semester. Okay, so you just press on create unit. Now this will create your course with your different units for the year. And then you can press on save courses. Okay, now that you've created your course, if you wanted to search that up, you can just search it in the course section. Now here, this is what the new course looks like. You can see it's branched into 2 units. So I'm going to work on semester 2, and I'm just going to transfer the matrix for semester 2. In this case, I'm doing Year 8 Science, and I'm just going to transfer that onto schoolbox. So this is what the assessment matrix looks like. So what I'll do is I'll go back to that course page, and you're going to create a new project for each of the CAs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the first project, and this will be my CA1. Okay, so you can see from the matrix that the first one is called CA1 tests. So that's going to be my first project. So you type in the title, so this case is CA1. I'm going to change the weightage to 100%, and then I'm going to press create. So what this has done is created my first CA, which will be a project. Now inside this project, I'm going to create all the assessments for that CA. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new due work. So you can see the first CA1 tests, you've got 2 tests. The first one is cells. So I'm going to put that cells. Now I'm going to change the work type to CA. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the weightage into 50%. Now the reason I'm doing 50% is because there's 2 tests inside that project, so I'm just taking an average of both. Then you make sure you change the visibility to staff only, and then you press create. Okay, so you can see it's made that first test and it's weighted out of 50%. Alright, so now I'm just going to keep on continuing that for all the different CAs. Okay, so now I'm making CA2, which is my portfolio. And then I'm going to, again, in that portfolio, create a due work for worksheets and quiz. So in this case, you only have 1 CA. So because you only have 1 CA, I'm just going to change it to the weightage to 100%. Okay. So if you have more than 1 CA assessment in one project, you can sort of average it. But if there's only one, you just select the weightage as 100%. And then you just keep doing that for all CAs. But basically, you're just sort of creating each CA as a project, and inside that project, you're putting in all the assessments as due work. And depending on how many assessments you have, that's what you're weighting it out of. Like you can see here, you've got usually about 2 assessments in 1 CA, so I'm just going to put the weightage as 50-50. But if you had just 1 assessment, you just select the weightage as 100%. Now you can see here, this is what CA1 looks like. This is what my project CA4 looks like, and then I've also added in the exam, which is out of 100. Okay. Now once you've done that, you're going to go to your class page. So in this case, I'm just going to go to my Year 8 Science. You unlock the button at the top, click on Add, then you select Learning, and here you're going to click on Course Outline. Now in Course Outline, you can just change the heading for that course outline. So I'm just going to call it semester 2 common assessments. Okay, so it's just to make it easier for me to find that. Then I'm just going to drag it down somewhere. Okay, now here I'm just going to import a course. Now search for that course that you just made. So remember we called it Year 8 Science Common Assessments. So I'm just going to select that one. And then I'm just going to select semester 2 because that's the strand that I was working on. Now I want it to open now and then maybe close somewhere at the end of the year, I guess. So just select the dates. And after you've selected the dates, you're just going to press on next. And what that's going to do is it's just going to import that course for that semester that you just made. Because remember, we just worked on one. So you can see here all of the assessments for semester 2 are there. And then you just press import. Okay, now you can see that all my assessments are on my class page. And if I wanted to add a mark, you would click on the 3 dots, click on view status. And you can see here that those are my assessments. Again, click on view status and you just put in the marks there. You can also import it from Education Perfect through there as well. So that's how you would create a new course.